Hi guys, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be talking about how to use those weird shape stickers in your planner. I'm talking diamonds and circles and arches and all that kind of stuff. I know it can be really tricky, even for me, but I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to use them in your planners. So if you'd like to see that, keep watching. So I'm obviously using an old spread from January that I had laying around, and let's just dive right in. Oh, before I start, I just want to mention that once a month on my Patreon, I give them an opportunity to offer suggestions for videos. So this suggestion came from Lola, and I've actually been wanting to do this for so long. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's one of those ideas that float around in my brain. So thanks, Lola, for the kick to actually do this. And let's start. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the obvious, and that is the book Colorful Shapes. So in this book, we have boxes, but they're not regular boxes, right? They're curved boxes, they're hexagons, they're hearts, they're diamonds and triangles and all sorts of stuff. I have successfully used these in the past. It's just a little bit tricky, like I said. But let's just dive into this book and see what we can come up with. So when I use hexagons in my planner, I typically do it like this. So if I put a hexagon up here, like when I do it, I don't do like hexagon right in the middle of the box and another hexagon in the middle of the box. You can certainly do that in your planner if you want to, but what I like to do is make little clusters of hexagons. And you're gonna see sort of that theme within this video of clustering these shapes, because I feel like sometimes when you cluster the shapes that are kind of odd, they look a little bit better. I don't know why, but here's what I do. I either put them right up next to each other like that and don't leave any space. But what I typically like to do is leave a tiny bit of space, put that down, and then bring another one. You know, you can make the clusters as big as you want, but I might bring another one here. So that's going to give us 2 boxes on Monday and a box on Tuesday. And then if I was doing, you know, a spread with hexagons, I might then do another cluster down here, or in the middle, say, and then over here again. And then I could use like regular rectangular boxes in the rest of it or other designs. Let me show you an example. All right, so here we have the infamous chicken spread from 2021, January to be exact. Okay, so if you know, you know, but what I did here, and I did throw some throughout as well. I didn't just do the clusters in this one, so you can certainly do that. But what I did was cluster some here. I did a 2 cluster here, another 2 cluster here, and then put some in between. But I also used these other boxes. I feel like it's actually really good to use other shapes with the hexagons. You don't have to, but I feel like it sort of balances out that look, for me anyway. And here's an example of how to use these. The ones that come down and have the point, because I don't know if I'll get to them in this video. Use them like a regular box. Just use them like a box. If you're going to use these, try to balance, like say you use one of these on Monday, try to balance it out and use another one throughout the spread somewhere. That being said, the whole point of this video is do what you want in your planner, okay? Like, I don't want you guys to think, oh my gosh, now I have to do this. Planning with Bumble said I have to balance it with another one. No, if you don't want to balance it with another one, don't. It can still look good. This is just examples of what I do in my planner to make it work for me and to make it the way I like it. So your mileage may vary. Enough of that, like, disclaimer. Let's move on. Let's talk diamonds. Here's an example of a spread I did with diamond shaped boxes. I did sort of the same thing, right? I clustered them together. I left a little bit of space in between. I sort of like to do a 3 and a 2. That's sort of like my go-to move, but you can certainly do 3 and 3. You can do 4 and 3. You can do whatever you want. I really like the way the diamonds look combined with like the other boxes. I think it adds a little bit of interest while still keeping the other parts of it pretty linear. So you can do that. The other thing I do sometimes with boxes, I mean, it's rare, but like on special occasions, right? Uh-oh, I think Bumble is outside the door crying to get in. She heard me making a video, you guys. She heard my YouTube voice. But here's what I sometimes do with diamonds. So I might put one there. Oh, the scratching's beginning. I may put like one down here. And then I'll get a pen. Do you hear that crying? And I'll make them like sort of dangle from the top of the page. So like they're coming down. I might use bows like this and sort of tie them like that. You can really have fun with that. I think I've done a spread before. I don't really want to look at it now, but look for it now, I should say. But I think I've done a spread before where I had like one on each day. And they were just sort of like hanging down like sort of ornaments, right? You could do that, you know, at Christmas time or any time of the year, really. You can also do that with circles to make like Christmas ornament balls, you know what I mean? So you can hang them like that. That's a really fun look. You can turn them this way. You could certainly turn them that way. That would be kind of cool, actually. I don't think I've ever done that. Ooh, maybe I'll do that in my next spread. Like you could do it like this and do boom, 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 you know? Or turn them like this and do like that whole thing. Of course, if you have one that's lined, that's going to be a little more tricky, but you can probably overlap them as well. Ooh, I'm coming up with great ideas on the fly. So say you wanted to overlap them. Like, you know how I layer boxes, right? I've never tried to layer diamonds, but like say you did. What if we did this? And we could layer it like that, or we could even like turn them on their side, make it topsy-turvy and kind of like whimsical. You can really do that with any boxes, but I think diamonds are sort of fun, right? You could even combine them with another shape like a heart, say you want, or a circle. Let me bring some color in so it's like a little bit of a contrast. Say you want to bring in a triangle, it's sort of angular like that, like pull it in, right? If you just want a really whimsical look, and you can still write your plans on that. That's okay to do. Just have fun with it. Let me let the dog in. Okay, back to hexagons real quick. I just saw this spread, and these are like half hexagons here. But what you can do with hexagons, you know, is you can cut them in half and put them right along the line so that these little clusters are sort of at the top and the bottom of the page. I think that's kind of a cool look too. Another thing that's fun to do with shapes is you can take a piece of washi tape. Any washi will do, really. Just like, you know, in the colors of your spread, right? Put this across. Whoops. And then you can take your shapes and say this is like in the middle. It doesn't have to be in the middle, but you can put them right across the washi tape. Like, it's kind of fun to do that. I've done that with flowers before, but like you could certainly also do it with shapes. You could even like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like just take your shapes and put them across. Say you needed 2 boxes on one day. You could do like a line of washi here, a line of washi there, and boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Like just put them right along the tape. I think that's kind of fun. Now that we have the triangle out, let's talk about these. So you can do the same thing with the triangles. I feel like I'm being a broken record here, but you can do this with the triangles. Let's butt these up right next to each other this time. You could keep going with it and make sort of weird geometric shapes, right? Just kind of like patterns. I think that's really cool. Sometimes what you can do with a shape that has a flat top like this is just put it like right along the line. Okay, so it has that like cleaner, that's obviously crooked, but it has sort of that cleaner look, right? You could just take them and like, ooh, you could even do you know what, with triangles, you could do like a banner effect. So say it was a birthday spread or something. Obviously a better job than me, you know what I mean? Make it meet up, but you could make like a banner across the top. Triangles are great for banners. A lot of times what I do with triangles and other shapes that have like one flat side is I'll take them and use them as boxes like right along the line here. So I might do something to this effect. You could even take it here too if you wanted, but like sometimes I'll do this and bring it like down the page. So that would be like 3 boxes on Saturday. And then I might have like another day on the week where I do the same thing and then have like regular boxes in between. Triangles are really versatile because they all sort of meet up to each other, right? You know, you could even do this. Like you could totally have fun with these. Like play like a little kid and make little, like you could put it here and there. You can make little clusters of stuff with triangles. Maybe I will use triangles in my next spread because they're kind of inspirational. Okay, let's talk circles. I actually use circles quite a bit in my spreads. And when I was looking for examples to show you, I realized I don't have that many examples because I do so many spreads for my patrons on Patreon and then I give them away. And then I get like kind of bummed out when I do these kinds of videos because I remember, wait, oh my gosh, remember that spread I did, remember, but I don't have the spread to show you because they have the spreads. But I used to hate using circles. I used to be confused about it, but I started really loving using circles maybe like a year ago because it adds like another level to your spread. It just, I feel like if you have a spread, because I like to use a lot of boxes, and I feel like if you have a spread with a lot of boxes, it's going to look real boxy. It's going to look kind of boring sometimes, unless you have a lot of other things going on. But when you add the circles in with the regular boxes, I feel like it just kind of levels up a little bit. Now, the circles, you can obviously use like some of the rules I was telling you about before with the other shapes. You know, you can cluster them together. You know, like this. You can do, like you could do this, 1, 2, 3, and then do it somewhere else. You could take these and go all the way across the middle, 1 on each day. I will show you, I did find a couple of spreads that I used circles in. They're also fun because you can make them into other things. Like I said, Christmas balls. You could make, like, this could be the center of a flower, or, you know, anything obviously circular can be like created with one of these circle stickers, right? Here's one that I did last year, and I used circles from, oh my gosh, what, Cheerful Seasons, or no, not Cheerful Seasons, that one's new. One of the seasonal sticker books, I forget which one. And they had these. So I paired like some regular boxes, circle boxes, with like other more decorative ones. I did 3 clusters and then kind of one on its own. Okay, over here, I used these really large circles to emphasize some things that were really exciting during my week. So, you know, you can always use a larger sticker for that, whether it be a larger, you know, rectangle or a larger circle. You can emphasize something that's really exciting that's happening in your life. In this spread, I used a lot of different shapes. So I used the circles. I actually used a smaller circle here too. I used some rectangles. I used 1 hexagon. So see, you can do that. You don't have to balance everything. I used one of these guys. I used a real long rectangle here. And somehow it really, and this one's diamond, right? So somehow it really made sense because I brought kind of all the shapes into this spread. And it really sort of works, doesn't it? I feel like this works. This actually was, I believe I did this for a Michael's class. Was that the one? I'm pretty sure this was a Michael's class. And Oh, there's another couple of diamonds. So you can sometimes just bring it all in. Don't be afraid to do that. I have one other circle spread I found. This one's pretty cool because what I did was take this all the way up the page and just created this sort of diagonal stripe with circles. Now these happen to have, you know, quotes on them. They're from one of the wellness sticker books. No, mood tracking, I think. And I kind of like that. I really dig it. It was sort of like going all the way up, and then here's a bunch of hearts at the top. It turned out really cute. So don't be afraid to just throw on a whole bunch of them if you want to try that, either as like boxes you can write in or as like these regular decorative boxes that have quotes or designs or something in them. So when you're using circles though, in the colorful shape sticker book, we do have the different sizes of circles, right? So we've got this, and then back here, there's some smaller ones too. So you can combine the different colors and the different sizes. And I think that's even cat hair. I think that's even more interesting than like combining the two. So say you did this and you put this here, and then you could like sort of cluster that on there. It could even be almost like bubbles or something, you know? And then you could like draw some more, do like a mermaid spread or something. You know what I mean? Like that just sounds fun to me. The circle spread. Just make a bunch of bubbles. You could even do this. Like, look, wait. I'm going to wreck this little turquoise circle, but you could even draw like a little bubble. You can also turn circles into balloons. I've done that before for birthdays. You know, like I said, when I was talking about turning it into something round, like there's so many round things in our lives that you can like bring into your spread and like doodle on it to make it look like that. You could even take like, I'm just thinking through it right now, but you could even say you want to, let me do another smaller one for balloons, right? So you can take washi tape. I'm just going to do this real rough and quick, but I think you're going to get my point. And get like that whole inside. And then you have some really cute balloons, you know, throughout. Of course, you don't need the box for that, but I think the box is kind of fun to make it look, you know, like you have that little extra color on the outside. I know this isn't really part of the video, but sometimes I like to outline the inside or outline the outside. Oh, circles you can turn into suns. Like I've done that before. That's super fun to do. Let's do one of those. Oh, I really ripped it. Look at that. Well, let's just pretend that's not ripped because we're not making an actual spread here. It's okay. And then you can come in here and like make it a sun, right? Especially if it's a smaller one, but whatever. Like just go in. I like to outline these when I'm doing like a sun kind of effect. You know, or you could even do like this when they have like the triangles. That's sort of fun too. And you do like this all around, right? And then you can write your plans in there. That's the fun of it. Like you can turn it into a fun little shape and write your plans. Dentist. 8 o'clock. Like make your dentist appointment a fun little sun, and it's going to make you feel better about going to the dentist. Am I right? So I know I got kind of off track because what I wanted to show you in this video is really how to organize these shapes. You don't have to turn them into fun stuff. I just think that's really fun to do. But if you organize them, you know, like overlap them or put one on each block, like there's just so many ways you can handle it. So in this book, we also have these half circles. And I've used these before. And I think I've done this before. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember when. It might have been a patron spread. But it's kind of fun if you take these guys and you put like one on each block. You could even do that like up and down, and it's going to look like a scallop. That's kind of fun. But typically what I do with this type of sticker is I will put it on the side like this and use them like that. Let me show you a spread I just thought of that I did a bookish spread last year with the bookish sticker book, and let me just find that for you because, oh, here it is. So here's an example of these half circles, right? And I know those are super tricky to work with, but what I did with them, I took these and kind of put them sort of together. I thought that was fun. And then the other ones I just put by themselves. But when you're doing this, I think it's helpful to sometimes put them like on the one side and sometimes put them on the other side to add like some variation. Again, you do you, but I just think it kind of looks better like that. And then you just have to make sure you include other like regular boxes in there. I think it's going to be hard to plan with just these. You could do it, but I think that would be sort of tricky. So here's an example of like these kind of funky shapes that aren't in the Colorful Shapes book, but I sort of thought they were whimsical looking. So I just like, you know, made them kind of fall down the page, which you can do with other shapes too. Oh, here's, so I haven't gotten to these shapes yet. Let's do these shapes. But here's one way you can use these shapes. Make little mugs. I did that with my Gilmore Girls spread. I thought that was so fun. So kind of like, if you like doing that type of thing, you can take a shape, you can look at it and think, like what does this shape look like in real life? And what can I turn it into to make it sort of fun on my page? That's what I try to do sometimes. So hearts are kind of tricky. Oh, I can probably look at my Valentine's Day spread. I'm sure I have hearts on that one. Oh, I didn't use it that time. Wait, let me pause this and go find last year's Valentine's spread. I mean 2020. Hold on a second. Okay, I guess I wasn't as adventurous as I usually am with this one, but I did use the hearts, and this is just an example of how you can just bring in regular hearts, put one on each, you know, block or one every other block or something, and you know, make it look cute. But in this spread, it's kind of a good example as well, because I did use a couple of other shapes in here that were not hearts, and it still works, right? Like I used a circle here, and I used one of these guys right on the top of this box. And I mean, it still works. It's still kind of cute. So don't be afraid to combine, like I said before, a bunch of shapes into one spread. You don't feel like you need to use just hearts or just circles or just, you know, diamonds or whatever. Okay, keeping within this book, these are what I was talking about that I used for the mugs. You probably saw my weird, actually, let me pull that out. My weird spread for Easter that looked really bad until I wrote in it. Let me just grab that. Where is it? Oh, those aren't those. Okay, those are actually ovals, but this is sort of the same idea. So I don't want to use black because I don't want to waste the black ones, but let me grab another color. Okay. So what I typically do with these is kind of the same thing as that. I cluster them together. Or you could do this, that's kind of fun. But I typically cluster them together. And then I might do like this. Do you know what I mean? But I also put them this way, like this sometimes. And you can like do a few in a row or just a couple together. These are great for the sidebar. So let me just show you that. Sometimes I'll use these in the sidebar, actually quite a bit, especially in my journal. I do this. I'll put like one here, and then I'll put one under it, and then I'll just like maybe put one more for like things that are, you know, if you're using it for your regular planner, one could be like meals, one could be priorities, one could be errands or things to buy or something like that. I like them in the sidebar because it adds like that color, and also we have Wallace. We have this like, you know, edge that these fit perfectly next to, and I just think it looks really good. If you put those in the sidebar, you really don't need to bring that in, you know, these shapes. Get off my planner. Oh, Wallace, get off my planner. Oh my goodness. Wallace. This is why I had to shut him out earlier. Come here, buddy. Wait. Oh, I know. Sit on my lap. Don't feel like if you put these here, you need to also bring them in somewhere else. You can, but you don't have to. Something like this though, that's rounded, what I like to do if I have some rounded stickers is bring in something else that's rounded. So say I put these in the sidebar, I might put a couple of circles throughout the spread just because it's going to bring in that rounded effect. That being said, I'm going to contradict myself and say that if you put these in the sidebar and do everything else very rectangular, it might look cool too, because this is emphasizing your sidebar. So take that for what it's worth. And I hope I'm not confusing you guys. I'm just sort of spouting some ideas at you for these things, of things that I think of when I'm using the shapes. Okay, let's just take a quick look at some of the most recent sticker books that Happy Planner has put out and some of the shapes that are in these books, just so I can kind of give you some ideas for something that is new. I have some sticker books that are fairly new, and I'm just gonna like take a look at these with you and just sort of give you some ideas, because we do have some shapes that are showing up quite often. So we have these, and these are pretty much just the mini ones of the ones that I showed you in that other book. You can do the same types of things. Okay, so these, and I know a lot of people have trouble with these, okay? So and I am gonna waste it. What I've been doing with these, and I've used these for a few patron spreads now, is the same thing I've been doing like with the other ones. I'm not gonna put it all the way down. I'm clustering them. Okay, so I might be doing like this. The other thing you can do with these, if you don't want these, and I've talked about this before, is you can cut the bottom. I'm just going to show you an example. Let's cut a skinny black piece off the top where it says this week. Okay, so we have that. And then we're going to cut this box down if you don't want the curved part at the bottom. And then we can put it on our page. And we're going to take this little guy here. And I know that this isn't a video showing you how to avoid using shapes, but just to give you an idea, you can pop it down here, do a little sticker surgery, and you have like a rectangle box. So if you really hate these kind of shapes or something, you can do that, okay? These shapes I find are best for like the sidebar. And that's why they're long like this. They say this week. I mean, obviously, you know, where's another sidebar? They're obviously meant to be used in the sidebar, but you can use them throughout the week as well. But what I do when I use them in the sidebar is I just do this. I usually line it up right with that line at the top of Monday there. Just because that, to me, is what looks best. And then, sorry, that's crooked. And then what I like to do sometimes, if I'm like using this and I don't like that curved look, sometimes I'll disguise it by like throwing some other stickers down on top of it. Like I might take some florals and pop these down, cut off the side there and put a bunch of florals at the bottom so that it looks like, you know, a regular box. If you are going to use one of these in the sidebar, I would suggest also using something curved throughout the spread. I just think, like I said before, it's going to make it look more cohesive. What other shapes? We've got some triangles. These are super fun. Like because they're pattern and stuff. Like they're so fun to use in like so many different ways. Like I showed you with the triangles, you can make them like as a design. What I have been doing with triangles is like taking them, like I might take them either in the sidebar or on like Monday or something. I'd either do it like this or sometimes like I'm doing this, which I think is so cool. And you take it and you keep doing that all the way down the page until it looks like a pattern. You can also do it this way. You could also do it on the bottom like this and sort of decorate all along the bottom, or you can do it at the top between the numbers. So don't underestimate the power of like these little mini pattern stickers that are in these books, because you can make all sorts of cool stuff with them. And it's gonna just take your spread like sort of it's going to elevate it, right? It's going to take it a little bit more to the next level than just somebody who's, layering a box and putting a flower down. It just makes it a little more interesting, doesn't it? I think. We are almost done. I know I have talked your ear off, but I hope this is like giving you just some inspiration or ideas of things that you can do. I guess like my main tip is like use your imagination and try to just think outside the box when it comes to these shapes. Don't feel like you have to use them exactly as they might be intended. Let's check this one out, this retro print. We've seen a lot more roundedness, is that a word, roundedness? Like rounder stickers, like curves. And that's because like curves are trending right now. They're very trendy, so Happy Planner is going to bring in stickers that are very trendy. And that's why you're seeing that. And as soon as curves start going away in like the design world, they're going to stop going away in your stickers too. It just, they follow the colors and the trends just like any other brand does. And, it's some gorgeous stickers. I mean, gorgeous. These ones, I would have fun with these by like, I might put like a whole bunch of quotes just together, just make like a little quote garden. You could even put flowers there. Like, you know what? Like just use your imagination, like I said. And I know that's easier said than done, because I know sometimes when you're sitting down to try to be creative, it's so hard and you can get like in a creative slump and not know what to do. But just watch some of my videos. You're going to get, ideas of, and I'll try to use some different shapes, going forward, because I know that it's hard for everyone, not everyone. It's hard for a lot of people to use them. So we also have these little circles too, and I use those usually to fill in little spaces where I need extra color in a spread. I'll pop those down. But again, with those, like say these, you could totally use them and create like a whole pattern with those. You could even do like sort of a collage, right? Take a bunch of these and put some in the corner. Like totally take a bunch of these and like throw them down in a corner, and make like a fun little cluster in the corner, and maybe one up here of like different ones or something. You know what I mean? Isn't that just fun and whimsical? I think that's so fun. And I love to have fun with stickers and just try to use them in ways that I haven't used them before. So I'm just gonna pop these back in my sticker book while I talk to you. So I hope, like I said, I hope this video gave you some ideas. I hope it wasn't too sort of all over the place. I was gonna like separate it into different shapes and say, here's what you could do with circle stickers and do like a 1, 2, 3. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna come on here and talk to you guys like I always do and just try to give you some shape inspiration. So I hope it helped. And I guess that's all I got for you today. I will see you in my next one. Have a great day, everybody. And I will see you soon. Bye.